The stage is set for one of the most electrifying clashes boxing fans could ever dream of: Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Two young lions, two world champions, and two completely different philosophies inside the ring. One fights with cold calculation, precision, and defense sharper than a scalpel. The other fights with raw emotion, explosive power, and a swagger that could fill an arena before he even throws a punch. This isn't just another fight. This is a clash of energy versus intelligence, ego versus patience, chaos versus control. For years, boxing purists have fantasized about this matchup. Shakur Stevenson, the defensive genius from Newark, New Jersey, a fighter molded in discipline and strategy. Every move he makes feels like it's been programmed in advance. His opponents often look frustrated, confused, and helpless, swinging at shadows, while Shakur counters with surgical precision. Then there's Teofimo Lopez, the pride of Brooklyn, a walking highlight reel who combines explosive power with lightning reflexes. He's unpredictable, emotional, and dangerous in every second of every round. When Teo fights, it feels like a storm about to break loose. The idea of these two stepping into the same ring feels like poetry and violence blended together. Shakur, the perfectionist, quiet and stoic, lets his hands and his eyes do the talking. Teofimo, the entertainer, feeds off adrenaline, shouting, taunting, and performing for the crowd. It's a contrast that defines the modern generation of boxing, the technician versus the showman. And when styles like these collide, history tends to follow. Let's rewind for a second and understand how we got here. Shakur Stevenson, a two-division world champion, started making noise the moment he turned professional after winning silver at the 2016 Olympics. His rise wasn't built on viral knockouts or trash talk, but on dominance. Opponents couldn't touch him, literally. His footwork, his defense, and his timing are some of the best we've ever seen from a young fighter. His nickname, Fearless, isn't about recklessness. It's about his complete confidence that no one can outthink or outbox him in the ring. Then there's Teofimo Lopez, a kid who came out of nowhere and shocked the world when he dethroned Vasily Lomachenko in 2020. That night, Lopez didn't just win, he announced himself as the future of boxing. His combination of youth, power, and belief made him an overnight star. But his journey since then has been chaotic. Ups and downs, personal struggles, and moments of brilliance mixed with self-destruction. Through all the noise, one thing never changed: Teo's belief that he's built different. Now, picture this: Madison Square Garden, Las Vegas, or maybe even the Barclays Center. The lights go down, the cameras start rolling, and the crowd is split right down the middle. Half chanting Shakur, half roaring Teo. The tension is so thick you can feel it vibrating in the air. Two young champions walking toward each other, carrying all the weight of expectation, pride, and legacy on their shoulders. For Shakur Stevenson, this fight is about proving that intelligence and skill still rule the sport. For Teofimo Lopez, it's about proving that fire and explosiveness can burn through even the most calculated defense. Both believe they're the future. Both believe the other is overrated. And both know that only one can walk away validated. As the bell rings, you can almost hear the difference in their breathing. Shakur stands calm, eyes focused, chin tucked, analyzing. Teofimo bounces on his toes, muscles tense, ready to explode. The first round begins as a chess match, Shakur using his jab like a whip, measuring distance, controlling the pace. Teo tries to find an angle, searching for a way inside that airtight defense. Every time he lunges forward, Shakur steps back just enough to make him miss and then lands a clean counter. It's mind versus muscle. By the third round, Teofimo's timing begins to catch. He feints, dips low, and launches that signature right hand that sent so many opponents crashing down. The crowd gasps, but Shakur sees it coming, rolling under the punch and firing a quick left hook to the body. The look on Teo's face says it all. He realizes this isn't just another opponent. Shakur isn't intimidated by power. He's dissecting it. Still, Teofimo isn't built to back down. The more Shakur frustrates him, the more dangerous he becomes. In the middle rounds, the fight starts to heat up. Teo begins cutting off the ring, applying real pressure. He lands a clean uppercut that finally snaps Shakur's head back. The arena erupts. Teofimo roars in his face, shouting something no one can quite hear over the chaos. For a brief moment, Shakur smirks. It's the first sign of emotion he's shown all night. That's when fans realize this fight isn't just physical, it's psychological. Round after round, the pattern continues. Shakur staying composed, making Teo miss by inches, landing clean jabs and counterhooks. Teo responding with aggression, power, and bursts of energy that threaten to turn the tide at any second. Every round feels like a test of philosophies. Can Shakur's control outlast Teo's chaos? Can Teo's power break through Shakur's rhythm? Between rounds, their corners tell two different stories. In Shakur's corner, calm voices, technical adjustments, quiet focus. In Teo's, adrenaline, fire, and emotional fuel. Both are being told they're winning. Both believe it. As the later rounds arrive, fatigue starts to creep in. Shakur still looks composed, but Teofimo's pressure is unrelenting. He throws combinations that echo off Shakur's gloves, occasionally slipping one through. The crowd senses momentum shifting. Then, in round 10, Teo lands a perfect left hook. Shakur's knees buckle for half a second, but he recovers instantly. Instead of panicking, he smiles again, tapping his gloves together as if to say, "All right, let's see what you really got." The fans are on their feet. What makes this fight special isn't just the punches, it's the tension. Every round feels like watching a story unfold between two completely different spirits. Shakur is the embodiment of control, his every move measured and exact. Teofimo is passion personified, fueled by emotion and ego, trying to impose his will on a man who refuses to be rushed. It's the ultimate reflection of what boxing has always been, art versus aggression. By the championship rounds, the two have pushed each other to limits neither expected. Shakur's precision has landed him more shots, but Teofimo's power and presence have swayed the crowd. Every punch now feels heavier, more meaningful. Both men know that one mistake could end everything. Round 12 begins. They meet in the center, no more running, no more waiting. It's war. Shakur lands a clean jab, Teofimo fires back with a right hand. Sweat and adrenaline fly with every exchange. The commentators are shouting, the fans are roaring, and the fighters are digging into reserves they didn't know they had. When the final bell rings, both men stand still, staring at each other. No smiles, no taunts, just mutual acknowledgement. They know they've been through something special. As the judges' cards are read, the tension builds once more. One score for Stevenson, one for Lopez. The third judge calls it a draw. The arena explodes in mixed reactions. Some boo, some cheer, but everyone knows the truth, nobody lost tonight. This wasn't about a belt or a paycheck. It was about pride, legacy, and the art of boxing itself. The kind of fight that reminds the world why we fell in love with the sport in the first place. Later, at the post-fight press conference, both men sit with ice packs and bruises, their faces telling a story words can't. Shakur, in his calm tone, says, "He's strong, he's tough, but skill always wins. I showed levels." Teofimo leans into the mic, smirking. "He's slick, yeah, but he ain't break me. Nobody breaks me. Run it back." And in that moment, every boxing fan watching knows, we're going to see this again. Maybe not right away, but destiny doesn't let rivalries like this fade. What makes this matchup legendary isn't just the names or the belts. It's the clash of spirits. Shakur represents patience, intellect, and mastery. Teofimo represents courage, emotion, and fire. Both are right in their own way. Both embody different sides of greatness. When they fight, it's not just about who hits harder or moves faster. It's about whose philosophy defines the era. In the weeks following the fight, analysts debate endlessly. Some say Shakur's accuracy and defense made him the clear winner. Others argue Teofimo's aggression and power deserve the nod. Social media splits in half, clips go viral, and the boxing world buzzes with opinions. But one thing everyone agrees on, this fight reignited the passion for the sport. It reminded fans that boxing at its best isn't just physical combat. It's psychological warfare. It's art, emotion, and raw will colliding inside four corners. Shakur goes back to the gym, already thinking about adjustments. He's not satisfied with a draw. He's a perfectionist. Teofimo, meanwhile, embraces the chaos, promising to come back more dangerous than ever. He thrives on pressure. Both men know this story isn't over. The rematch, whenever it happens, will define not just their careers, but this generation of boxing. In the end, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez isn't just a fight. It's a symbol of everything boxing stands for: discipline versus daring, brains versus brawn, silence versus noise. And no matter who you root for, when these two step into the ring, you're witnessing something rare. Two fighters at the peak of their powers, pushing each other toward greatness. Because sometimes, boxing isn't about good or bad, right or wrong, champion or challenger. Sometimes it's about two men standing across from each other, knowing that everything they've ever trained for, every sacrifice they've ever made, comes down to this one night. And when that bell rings, the world stops to watch. That's what Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez represents, the beautiful chaos of the sweet science. A dream fight that blends the mind and the heart, the skill and the soul. And whether it ends with a knockout, a decision, or another draw, one thing's for sure, the fans win either way.